position and how the exit of Raila Odinga will affect them or influence their politics. Bwana Poghisio, how does it affect? We have two people who have run as running mates to Raila Odinga in the last three elections. Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, they are in the united opposition. What does the exit of Raila Odinga mean for them?
Well, Fred, first of all, it is befitting to say, to congratulate Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua and the United Opposition guys, congratulate them for participating during these state funerals. They may not have been recognized, but their presence in that Nyayo Stadium and even in Bondo really speaks volumes for. And if there's anything they scored at, in these things, it's because they went to those functions. And a person like Kalonzo surely has been longest with Raila, and they have shared from the days of ODM formation. Remember, before they split into ODM and ODM Kenya, they were together from that time, and they have continued to be very close friends. So the United Opposition has a target to gain from Raila's departure. And they must be part of their I mean, not strategy, for example, to be able to gain from that. I'm sure the influence that both Kalonzo and Martha Karua set in being very close to Raila will attract quite a number of ODM members to them. And I just want to think that it's a bit difficult to put a blame on anybody, but Martha Karua should really have said something, in my view, having been the running mate, especially in Bondo, where she went, both here. But even then, I liked the way the demeanor they showed. They were very somber, and they did not complain about that because they were honoring their friend. Remember, Raila keeps friends. One of the things that people, even if you differed with Raila politically, he kept his friendships. He kept his end of the bargain as a friend. And a lot of the people, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Nobody knows exactly what I mean, UDA will gain from this. But if you look at the statements from the president in Bondo, the president made a statement which is very interesting, that ODM will either be in government or ODM will be government. I mean, those statements really is to endear himself to ODM and ODM members. And he made all the ODM leaders to actually try to align with him and appeal to their people to continue to stay. One of the biggest problems was everybody's trying to say that this is the last thing that Raila said to me. Okay, I mean, if
without
everybody,
proof.
But you see now, nobody knows what Raila said to Kalonzo or to Martha Karua, to other people. But Raila was a friend to very many people. And he met all these people. He spoke to all these people. He called all these people. And so everybody is giving that story. And one day, you know, Jesus, in one of his conversations, asked his disciples, what do people say, who do people say I am? And they said all sorts of things. And these are people who lived with him. But they said all sorts of things. Some said this, some said. And then when he asked them, what do you say? And then they were completely lost. Until one, Simon Peter, came out with an answer. It's not easy to predict Raila Odinga. This is what I'm just trying to say. However, if the United Opposition keep their stance the way they are, they've been very magnanimous, very, very, very supportive of the Raila family and of Raila himself. If they continue to appeal to the people to show that the United Opposition has a chance, let me tell you something about the Kenyan politics, is that it's all perception. If people perceive that there's a trend towards the opposition side. People tend to troop where the perception is going. And I think that because I will not say much because Kipruto Rapkirwa is here, and he can probably shed more light on whether there's a strategy like that in the United Opposition. So there is a strategy that there are people who are not in any of this. There are people who are in the center, who also honored Raila, who wanted to vote for Raila, wherever he is. There are people who are there, who are not committed to either side. So you have a good strategy, but you must be able to mention Raila Amolo Odinga in a positive light. All these parties must have, because you need to get some of these people who supported Raila, who are not extremists on both sides, and you must get them to your side. And that's the strategy, I think, that Kipruto.
So probably because there's been criticism, especially online, towards the former Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, because he clearly stayed away from the state funeral of the former Prime Minister.